So one thing the Chamonix Valley lacks is decent places to cool off on a hot day, such as today. You're not allowed to swim in any of the big lakes, and the main river is too shallow and generally too fast flowing to actually go into. But there are one or two places you can just about jump in for a quick cool off if you know where to look, and this is one of them. So for episode 3 in my mini-series on wild swimming in and around Chamonix, I've come to here, Le Tour. So to get here, if you drive into the village of Le Tour instead of driving up to the top of the car park and the ski lift, so you turn right just before you get into the car park, follow the road to the end next to the, I think it's the French Alpine Club ski hut, and then there's a big car park at the end of the road, and various paths lead off from there onto the Petit Balcon Nord, for example. Walk 200 or 300 metres along and you get to this spot here, which is just a minor river, but it's a lovely little spot. So the water never really heats up here. No matter how hot it gets, it's always absolutely freezing because it's come straight off the glacier, which is about 1,000 metres up there, and it hasn't had a huge amount of time to heat up in the half an hour or so it takes to get from down there to, up there to down here. So no matter what time of year you're here, the water itself is always going to be really, really cold. But the rock heats up really quickly on a sunny day. There's lots of big slabs of rock just like this that you can bask on in the sun to warm yourself up between dips into the cold plunge pool. So it's not somewhere where you're going to be sitting in the water for a long period of time, but you can go in and out lots of times, and in between dips toast yourself nicely on the rocks. It's also just about possible to jump in off a couple of rocks either side of the little waterfall. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, the water's just over waist deep, between waist and chest deep, depending how tall you are. So as long as you know how to land in very shallow water, you can jump in off of the rocks. But since I've currently got a busted knee, it's not particularly wise for me to jump into shallow water today. So that's it from episode 3, from this little plunge pool in the tour. I think I'll probably give this one a 7 out of 10, because although you can't actually swim here, you just feel nice and wild, despite being only 300 or 400 metres away from the ski centre car park. It's a really nice secluded spot. Again, stunning views, so that's pretty much a given anywhere around Chamonix. And the fact that the water's really, really cold is a huge bonus in my book, because that's exactly what you need in these hot summer alpine days. So yeah, if you're ever wanting to cool off after a day's mountain biking up at Le Tour, or maybe you've been for a long walk along one of the Petit Balcons, or you just want to get somewhere to cool off on a really hot day, then this is definitely a good spot to get to, really accessible by car and public transport, which is actually in the Chamonix Valley, which is quite rare.